Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone. In this video, we're going to continue with the second part of 5.1 gas called Dalton's law of partial pressure. A lot of sample in gas involves mixture of different substances. So we will learn about how will these gases mixture behave. If we take two different gases which behave ideally, called A and B, then we mix them together, become A plus B. Do you think they will react with one another and showing sort of new properties? This is the special case for ideal gas. As long as these gases do not react with one another, the pressure that each gas exerts in a mixture of gases is specific to the amount of that particular gas present, just like in individual vessel. We will call the pressure of a specific gas as partial pressure. Now we have PA and PB. So by having both partial pressure in a vessel in here indicates the total pressure PT of the gas mixture is the sum of the partial pressure exerted by each gas PA and PB as stated in the Dalton's law of partial pressure. Let's try the first example. What is the total pressure exerted by a mixture of 2 gram hydrogen gas and 8 gram of nitrogen gas at 273 Kelvin in a 10-liter vessel? The only way to find this total pressure is by using ideal gas equations, PV is equal to nRT. So we are given mass of gas 2 gram and 8 gram. We need to first calculate the number of mole for each gas. Mole of hydrogen gas can be determined by dividing mass of gas by its molar mass, hence 0.990 mole H2 is obtained. While for nitrogen gas, 8 gram divided by 28.02 gram per mole to give 0.286 mole nitrogen gas. We know Dalton's law states total pressure is the sum of partial pressure of gases present. So we have partial pressure of hydrogen gas and partial pressure of nitrogen gas. Since the questions only ask for total pressure and these two gases is placed in the same vessel from the start, hence the same total volume, we can make less working by skipping the determinations of each partial pressure. We can do this by factorizing the ideal gas equations. We will factorize the number of mole for both species, since the values obtained are different, 0.99 and also 0.286 mole, and then the rest of it, the RT over V, will be the same for both gases. Then we substitute the value into the equations. So this 1.276 mole comes from the total number of mole here. We simply add these two, and then we need to cancel the same unit, mole per mole, liter over liter, Kelvin per Kelvin, to finally help us determine the correct unit for the final answer. Lastly, total pressure of gas is obtained, which is 2.859 atm. Remember, if the questions ask for partial pressure of each gas, please calculate the partial pressure separately before finding the total pressure. The second example gives you a setting where two different gases are located in two different vessels. When the valve in between the vessels is opened, the gases are allowed to mix. You need to find the partial pressure as well as the total pressure at 25 degrees C. Remember, when you are going to find partial pressure means they must come from a mixture of gas. All the calculation should consider once the valve has been lifted. So the volume will not be 1 liter and 3 liter separately. They will be 4 liter in total. Since the question asks for partial pressure, so we cannot do the same working as in previous example. We need to calculate the partial pressure of each gas separately for hydrogen gas and also for CO2 gas. So mole has been given for each gas. Note that the volume now is a total volume, no longer the individual volume. And lastly, the partial pressure for H2 going to be 3.058 atm. Then do the same for CO2. We have the 0.25 mole. And lastly, our partial pressure is 1.529 atm. So we're going to add both partial pressure as proposed by Dalton's to finally get 4.587 atm as a total pressure. Apart from using ideal gas equations to find partial pressure of particular gas, we can also use mole fractions. So this fraction tells the pressure of the particular substance from the total pressure of the substance present in the mixture of gas. If we rearrange them, we're going to get partial pressure equal to mole fractions times with the total pressure. So we're given this problem to be solved. 1 liter ideal gas sample at 100 degrees Celsius and 600 torr contains 5 mole helium and 3 mole xenon. So what are the partial pressure of the individual gas? We can choose the traditional way we have done in the last two examples by substituting into ideal gas equations. Still, we'll give the same answer as the questions already provide us with the number of mole, volume, together with the temperature. But since it already gives you the number of mole and the total pressure, then why not try a simpler way of getting the partial pressure for individual gas? Yeah, by using this mole fraction method. So first take out all the information given. We have total pressure of 600 torr, mole of helium is 5, and then mole of xenon is 3. So a total mole now makes up to 8 mole. And then please be reminded, when using this mole fractions method, make sure to first have all the mole for desired species. So other than this value, you're going to get wrong answer. Then we can proceed to calculate the partial pressure of helium by substituting 5 mole over 8 mole. Then the unit is cancelled, mole over mole. Then we're going to times them with 600 torr to get 375 torr. Do the same for xenon, but this time the mole fraction is going to be 3 over 8. And lastly, the partial pressure of xenon is going to be 225. Just for checking purposes, by adding these two, the partial pressure will give back the 600 torr. Water displacement method is the process of measuring the volume of an irregularly shaped object by immersing it in the water. So it is an application of Dalton's law. So the decomposition reactions will take place inside the boiling tube and then producing the oxygen gas, where the gas product is then bubbled through the water, and it could be seen some water vaporizes into bubble. And then the mixture of product gas and water vapor here will be collected as the total pressure, but then the value is less than the atmospheric pressure. As you can see here, the atmospheric pressure is greater than the total pressure inside the beaker. Lastly, once all the gas has been collected, so the total pressure is made equal to the atmospheric pressure by placing the whole beaker in the water. Now, the total pressure has become the summations of partial pressure of the gas and the partial pressure of the water vapor. Let's try to solve a problem regarding water displacement method. A sample of potassium chlorate, KClO3, was decomposed upon heating, producing potassium chloride and oxygen gas. The volume of gas collected by displacement of water was 0.250 liter at 26 degrees Celsius and a pressure of 765 mmHg. Given water vapor pressure at 26 degrees Celsius is 25.2 mmHg, calculate the mass of O2 collected. So we have two informations regarding the partial pressure. This one, 765 mmHg, belongs to the total pressure, while the 25.2 mmHg belongs to the water pressure. We want to find about O2, means we're going to find the partial pressure of the O2 first. So how are we going to do this? This partial pressure of O2 can be determined by subtracting total pressure with the water vapor. So we're going to get 739.8 mmHg. But since we have liter in here, it is easier for us to change it to ATM because we are going to use the constants involving ATM after this. So we need to times it with every 1 ATM equal to 760 mmHg. Cancel out the unit to leave with only ATM. And lastly, the partial pressure of O2 gas in ATM is 0.9734. Since O2 gas is an ideal gas, then we can relate it to the ideal gas equations. PV is equal to nRT. But be specific, since we want to find only the mass, we can modify the formula to become mass equal to pressure times volume times the molar mass of the O2 divided by the gas constant R times with temperature in Kelvin. So we need to substitute all the value. This 0.9734 ATM belongs to the partial pressure of O2, followed by the volume 0.25 liter, and then this 32 gram per mole belongs to the molar mass of O2. Then this 0.08206 ATM per liter per mole per K belongs to the constant in here. And lastly, our temperature is 26 degrees Celsius. We need to first change it to Kelvin, become 299.15 Kelvin. And lastly, the mass of oxygen obtained gonna be 0.317 gram. That's all you need to know for Dalton's law of partial pressure. Thank you.